Assalamu alaikum. I'm not a Sunni
Alayka
scholar
salam,
by
brother.
any means. Assalamu alaikum.
Where are you
No,
calling from?
I'm not a scholar at all. I'm connecting with you from Toronto, Canada.
Thank you for calling, brother.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for your program.
Sure.
Actually, I have a question. I was watching one of your debates. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but with whom I forgot that. But I remember one portion of it which you discussed about the Quran. And I wanted to get your perspective on the tawatur of the Quran. If you could clarify whether we can actually rely
So
upon the
there is no
Quran. I
tawatur.
consider myself.
So there is no tawatur before Uthman. The tawatur that exists is after Uthman compiled the Quran. Before that, there is no tawatur.
So then, if there's no tawatur, then does it mean it's akhbar ahad?
Is it akhbar
riwayat that
ahad?
we have like Hafs and
So
Dr.
it's not mutawatir. It's whatever they compiled. And Ahlul Bayt, yeah, we akhbar ahad, but Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam have said everything in this current Quran is Quran, and you should read it. So
But if it's akhbar
it's
ahad,
certain.
then it means that it is zanni subut. It's not qat'i subut.
No, because Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam have said that everything in this Quran is the word of Allah, and you should recite it and you should act upon it. But it's not everything that Allah has revealed.
It's not everything that Allah is. So you mean that the Quran, there are things in the Quran that are missing?
That is what Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam have said in their numerous ahadith. And that's what the Sahaba also have said.
But what we have in the Quran, is it accurate? Are you absolutely sure that this is the word of Allah?
Absolutely, this is the word of Allah, yeah.
Okay, and even the chronology and all of that?
No,
like
no,
for example,
chronology, no. The sequence of the verses, that is not from Allah. That's from Sahaba.
And how about the one verse after the other? So are we sure that this other verse was actually
That's what I'm saying. The sequence
Uh-huh.
is not. The sequence
Okay,
is
so not
not
only
from
the sequence
from
of
Allah.
the surahs, but also
No.
the sequence of the verses themselves.
Sequence of the verses, at least the long surahs. At least the one moment, please. At least the long surahs that's the case. Short surahs, yeah, short surahs because people memorize them all the time. People recite them into their prayers, so that's inconceivable for the short surahs to have lost their sequence. But long surahs, yeah. There's no proof for us to believe that they have not been the sequence has been maintained. And there's evidence to the contrary. The sequence of the verses were not maintained in the surahs. But these things, you're asking me a question and answer. See, these things I should not answer you briefly. These things require detail. And detail means that I have to give lectures. There are my lectures in Farsi and Arabic. You go watch them, okay? Don't ask me questions because these are my answers here sound strange to people because they do not see the evidence. They think I've had these strange views, these very bizarre views about Quran. So don't ask. I should not answer these questions on the grounds that answering questions without providing sufficient and detailed evidence for each thing that you're asking. In each question that if you ask requires half an hour, 45 minutes of talk. Okay, so that's not doing justice to these topics. So ask me something else. Don't ask me about Quran.
Okay, so well, my focus is the Quran. As I'm a
okay, then go watch. Go watch. If your focus is on Quran, you should have known these things. If your focus is Quran, then these are the basic things about Quran. A research about Quran should know these things. These are basic things about the history of Quran. And you should but these things are basic things. On the other hand, I don't blame you. Are not available to common man. Only in my lectures they're available. These things are basic. These are things that are quite undeniable, but only if you do proper research. And this proper research is you can find them only where in my lectures. Yeah. Go watch my lectures in Arabic
just in a way of final,
Farsi.
Just to close it up, if you allow me, because the Quran says, "Inna zanna la yughni min al-haqq shay'an." So if it is zanni, if something is not very sure, we cannot use the context. So therefore, we cannot actually use the siyaq of the ayat. We cannot use the context.
Yeah, anything. If there is any indication of Quran, any dalalat of Quran, any denotation or connotation from Quran, that is not certain, of course, then it's not certain. This is only a matter of conjecture. Okay?
Right.
That would be with any text. Any text in the world, you pick it up. If you're not certain about its meaning, then you're not certain. That's it. It doesn't make a difference. You take verse of Quran and if you're not sure what it means, then that's
Yes,
it.
and Allah
You're
SWT
not
says,
sure
for
what it
example,
means. Okay? Uh,
okay. Okay, Jazakallah khair. Thank you.
oh, thank you. May Allah bless you. That doesn't invalidate the noble Quran. That does not invalidate the sanctity of the noble Quran. You're saying, okay, if the dalala, the denotation of Quran, if you take a text from Quran and the denotation and the context is not clear for us. Of course, that's quite often in the noble Quran that we cannot be sure about the meaning of the verses or about the context of the verses. That is, if anybody's honest
The
about
thing is,
Quran,
if the
yeah,
Quran
that is
is
very
not,
common
you're
in
not
the noble
sure.
Quran. Okay, Quran,
Yeah,
and
if you're
Quran
not sure
itself
about the
is saying
Quran,
minhu ayatun muhkamat, and there are other verses that are mutashabihat. So, and anybody who has studied tafsir or Arab they would know it's very common. It's very obvious. And anybody who has studied hadith, they would know Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam have said that Quran has a lot of ambiguities. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on purpose sent Quran to be ambiguous. A lot of
so
it to be
according to
ambiguous.
your
Okay.
understanding,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Aimma, the hadith of Aimma, are they Zanni Subut or they're Qat'i themselves,
It
the hadith themselves?
depends. But vast majority of Shia hadith are qat'i thubut.
So there's tawatur. Because even
So
in the hadith of
see, you are just seeking opinion. That's wrong. That's wrong. My opinion doesn't matter. You should be asking about not about 10 things, about my opinion, about one thing, but ask about facts, about proofs. What's your opinion about this one? And then you later, of course, this is my opinion. My opinion doesn't matter. And especially if you do not know my proofs, my arguments, what's my evidence, then obviously now you're respectful to me. Now after hanging up, you're going to mock me. All right? Allah believes in these crazy things. Ask about one thing, but ask about evidence. Don't ask about my opinions. My opinions do not matter anything. What matters is evidence.
Jazakallah khair.
Okay, take care. Take care. All right?